Good evening, everyone. I know it's been a long day, and you're probably ready to head out, but bear with me for just a few minutes. I promise you this. What I'm about to share with you isn't just another dry history lesson. It's a glimpse into one of the most fascinating and mysterious groups to have ever existed, the Essenes, and the secret code that governed their lives. Now, you might be thinking, who were the Essenes and why should I care? Well, imagine a group of people living over 2,000 years ago, right around the time of Jesus, who decided to drop out of the rat race completely. They ditched the mainstream and chose to live in total seclusion, focusing on spirituality, purity, and a deep connection with something greater than themselves. These weren't just religious fanatics. They were people who believed so strongly in their principles that they were willing to leave everything behind to live them fully. So, what were these principles? I'm going to break down the four core beliefs that guided every aspect of their lives, and I think you'll find they're just as relevant today as they were back then. First up, purity. Now, I'm not talking about just staying clean and eating your veggies. For the Essenes, purity was a way of life. They believed that in order to connect with the divine, they had to rid themselves of all impurities, not just on the outside, but on the inside too. Imagine a life where every negative thought, every ounce of anger or greed, had to be flushed out. It was like a spiritual detox on steroids. And here's something wild. They didn't just see this as a personal challenge. They believed that if one person in the community wasn't pure, it could mess things up for everyone else. So, this wasn't just about personal responsibility. It was about keeping the whole group spiritually healthy. Talk about peer pressure, right? The second principle, simplicity, is one we could all probably learn a thing or two from. The Essenes believed that to be truly connected to the Creator, you had to strip away all the extras in life. No fancy clothes, no big houses, no distractions. They lived with just what they needed, nothing more, nothing less. But simplicity for them wasn't just about material stuff. It was about having a clear mind, free from all the clutter we fill it with every day. Imagine the kind of peace you could feel if you didn't have a million things on your mind all the time. The Essenes had that, and it's because they kept life simple, so they could focus on what really mattered. Now, let's talk about compassion. This wasn't just a nice idea for the Essenes. It was their way of life. They believed that the true path to the divine was through kindness and mercy. Unlike some other groups at the time, who were all about following the rules to the letter, the Essenes cared more about how they treated others. They didn't just help each other out. They extended their compassion to everyone, even strangers. They took care of the poor, the sick, and anyone in need. And get this, they were vegetarians because they believed all life was sacred. So, their compassion wasn't just about people, but animals too. They were way ahead of their time with this holistic approach to kindness. Finally, we come to harmony. The Essenes believed that everything in the universe was connected. People, nature, the cosmos, you name it. To live in harmony meant being in sync with these natural rhythms, avoiding extremes, and finding balance in everything they did. They had this incredible understanding that every little action had a ripple effect. So, they lived their lives carefully, thoughtfully, always aiming to keep that balance intact. They even aligned their calendar with the cycles of the moon and the sun, ensuring their lives moved in harmony with the natural world. So, what can we learn from the Essenes? In a world that's often loud, chaotic, and full of distractions, their principles of purity, simplicity, compassion, and harmony offer us a way to cut through the noise and reconnect with what really matters. They might have lived thousands of years ago, but their wisdom is something we can still tap into today.